Okay, today is September 15th, 2016, and right now at 9:30 in the foothills we have a temperature of 61 degrees. The relative humidity is 69%. The dew point is 51 degrees, and we have a barometer reading of 29.97, which is down slightly. We're looking at the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see an area of high pressure that's been installed right here to prevent the jet stream from moving into California. This blockade right here will redirect the jet stream to the north, and we'll see that here much better in the big map. Also, we have this large low pressure system now moving over the Dakotas. We have a moisture field from the Hawaiian Islands right here, which should be passing right over Southern California and out right through here. It's completely cut off in this area from high pressure, and we can see the on the pressure charts some of these squiggly lines that are apparent and part of that transmitter network that is preventing any sort of moisture from developing over California. All right, let's look at the bigger map, the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. We can see that there's a spinning vortex over the Hawaiian Islands. This is bringing a lot of rain and thunderstorms right to those islands. And I want to show those maps right now. This is the water vapor map for Hawaii right here. And earlier today, around 3 o'clock, there was a tremendous blast pattern right over Hawaii. There was a big thunderstorm with a lot of dimple marks, and I was not able to capture that on the on video. But if we take a look at the water vapor, or rather the visible light map right now, we can see that there's a huge outflow ring right here. You can see that very clearly, and that is a result of the superheating process. When that area of thunderstorms was hit with microwave, it superheats the core of that thunderstorm so quickly that we have a rapid expansion of the water vapor, and that creates this roll cloud, this shock wave of water vapor that's shooting out radially from the center. All right, so all this entire area was being targeted. There were dimple marks all over the place out here, but this was a big one, and sorry I wasn't able to get to that earlier, but we do see a lot of violent activity in these maps. What they're doing here is they are stopping the rotation. There was a very clean vortex spinning right a little further south, right here over the islands earlier today in the morning. And as they continue to hit that all day long with a microwave, we can see that there's not much rotation left at the end of this 7.5 hour loop that we're actually seeing here. So they've been targeting various areas out here. They've pretty much knocked down the rotation, the counterclockwise rotation. And what we're seeing right there, it almost looks like there's a small explosion, but what happens, that's descending air right there. And we immediately see clockwise rotation right here. Things start to bend in a clockwise manner. This entire area starts to turn clockwise. That's because of the transmitter and the superheating taking place here. All that descending air is affecting it's counteracting the counterclockwise rotation of that vortex. If you look at this in the infrared loop, we can see the color change right here over the big island. There's a very big storm. This is a deep red storm right over that island here about 5 hours, 6 hours ago, right around 3 o'clock. And so yeah, they're just doing what they normally do, and that is breaking up the storms. They're killing the rain off. There's chemtrails being sprayed. We'll take a look at that. Now, I captured this screenshot earlier today. I'm going to show you that right now. This was the Doppler radar right around, well, it says right here, 3:37 p.m. today, Pacific time. And notice the straight edges from a ground-based radar right here. There's two edges that are extremely straight. And here's the big island. Here's Hilo. This transmitter is probably somewhere right down near the southern tip of that island. And what that is doing is chopping up these thunderstorms as they wrap around. This transmitter is beaming out RF in this direction, and we can see that it's just basically chopping up these thunderstorms as they rotate around. So if we put the map or the envelope on here, we can see how incredibly straight that line is, that one edge. That's as good as any ruler right there. That's from a man-made, that's man-made. That's a phased array transmitter, which is a highly directional type of a transmitter. And they can aim and focus RF energy, and this is the pattern that it makes. It just completely evaporates all the moisture in that area right there. Okay, so that was at 3:37 p.m. Now, if we go back to the the live Doppler map, which is right here, we can see that there's no longer any straight edges to be shown. But about 2 hours ago, this is refreshed here in the last couple of hours, but we were still seeing some straight edges right around these islands at different places down the southwest area. So there it is. That's the latest one. But we're just showing more proof of weather manipulation. It's climate change on demand, I guess is what we can call it. On demand climate change. Okay, so we have the jet stream here being interrupted by this. And we have this eastbound flow, which should be moving right through Southern California, dropping, with cool temperatures and maybe some rain. This has all been broken up, this entire moisture field through here. Look at here, look at Orlean, Hurricane Orlean, which is now a tropical storm, completely isolated with high pressure. This storm is moving west, I think at 13 miles per hour. Let's take a look. 65-mile-per-hour winds. This was a Category 1 about 4 hours ago. It's 75 mile per hour, and now it's weakened. But it's moving west at 13 miles per hour, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Also down here we have another disturbance with a 50% chance of hurricane formation. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that area is right over here. Keep an eye on that. All right, let's look. Here's the jet stream map. We can see that it's disrupted right here where that high pressure has been installed. That'll prevent this from moving right into California. Okay, so we saw these maps. Here is this is the western U.S. water vapor map. You can see that circular dark area of high pressure that's been installed. That blockade. Also, we have a blockade right through here. Let's go back to the big map and look at that. Now, right here we have an L-shaped dark area right there, and that is preventing this flow from getting into the core of this system right here. So everything moving through here is going to move up and over and around. This is sort of like an S right there. Now, if you look at this in the infrared map, we can see that big channel of that big clearing that's been engineered by that transmitter. That will maintain separation between this system and all this jet stream moisture, which is wrapping into this gale force system right here. Okay, there it is right there. That is a transmitter generated blockade. Here is the SSCC map. We see Hurricane Orlean or Tropical Storm Orlean right down here. Not much left of Orlean. And those 80-degree waters, 82, 83-degree waters out there. Now here's what's happening over Hawaii. We can see the chemtrails are being sprayed right in this area right here. As this wraps around this chemtrail-laden moisture field, it will hinder the formation of thunderstorms that can generate rain. So they are spraying upstream as this moisture moves around and moves into this vortex. And we have all that flow moving out towards California, which is being burned off with a transmitter right out in this area. We go back to the big map. Now let's move this over. First, let's show what's going on here. We can see that everything is evaporating right in this area. Otherwise, California might be getting some rain. Okay, here is the surface analysis map. We can see the high pressure installed in the East Pacific. We have this gale force system, which is moving through Alaska. It's now moving to the northeast. It's a 985 millibar gale, according to the map here. We have a developing gale right off of Canada, a trough right over California, and part of Oregon, it looks like. Okay, now let's look at these pressure maps real quick. Here's the sea level pressure map, and we can see the high pressure there. It's always there. We have a low indicated over Kansas and Colorado, looks like. Now let's look at the 500 millibar. We have some squiggly lines. This is where that eastbound moisture field is from Hawaii. And that is, of course, we've got that disruption in that moisture field right about through here. That's some transmitters at work generating varying degrees of high pressure mixed in with that low pressure. And also we have there's a lot of low pressure out here where that vortex is spinning right here. We've got the 300 millibar map, and we can see these very odd shaped returns right here. This is where that transmitter's been installed, a high pressure blockade right here where that jet stream is having to deflect to the north, right there. Let's go back to the big map, and we can see that again right here. You can see that circular deflection that's been installed to reroute the jet stream such that none of this gets into California and dampens the place down with rain. So, like I say, we have on-demand climate change is really what it amounts to. This is not any kind of natural climate change. This is real simple stuff. Okay, I'm not going to rant, but that's what's happening. Okay, so that is the report, and we'll just leave it right here. This is the hurricane or the tropical storm now moving west at 13. So we'll keep an eye on all this and do another one tomorrow.